Good evening and welcome to the State of Business on our television with me, Tirantha Gunwardana. Let's take a look at today's headlines first. 15th Biennial Conference of the International Network for Quality Assurance Agencies in Higher Education, chaired by President. And drug raids to be intensified post-April 3rd, says President. Now let's take a look at news in detail. The second day of the 15th Biennial Conference of the International Network for Quality Assurance Agencies in Higher Education, chaired by President Maithripala Sirisena, was held today at the BMICH. Under the theme of Quality Assurance, Qualifications and Recognition, Fostering Trust in a Globalized World, the 15th Biennial INCAHE Conference will be held until 28th March 2019 at the BMICH. The conference is being jointly organized by the Ministry of Higher Education and the University Grants Commission. The International Network for Quality Assurance Agencies in Higher Education, or INCAHE, is an international association of 300 organizations that is active in the field of quality assurance in higher education. Professors, academics, and special representatives representing universities of many countries are participating in this conference. President Maithripala Sirisena says that the drug raids in the city of Colombo and the coastal areas are to be widened further from April 3rd, and that the three armed forces and the police would jointly carry out these raids. President Sirisena made these remarks while participating in a ceremony to declare open the newly built swimming pool of the Ananda Balika Mahavidyalaya in Hinguragoda yesterday. The swimming pool was built at a cost of 45 million rupees under the Pibidima Polonnaruwa District Development Project with the aim of boosting sports skills of the school children in the district. The governor of the North Central Province, Sarath Ekanayaka, the principal, staff of the school, past pupils and school children participated in this event. Subsequently, the president handed over the new classroom building at the Alutoy Primary College in the Hinguragoda Education Zone to the students. The president also vested the new classroom building and the auditorium built at a cost of 60 million rupees at the Minneriya National School with the students today. Speaking at a ceremony held in Colombo recently, Minister of Housing, Construction and Cultural Affairs Sajith Premadasa stated that the welfare of the local contractors is one of the highest priorities of the government.
I'm happy to state that the policies of a government accord the highest priority to the development of local contractors, encouraging them to be partners of the national economic development effort. Under the theme of Sri Lanka First, I have already initiated an amendment to the CEDA Act that a foreign contractor undertaking a local construction project should form a joint venture with a local contractor in order to ensure the proper transferring of knowledge and building the capacity of the respective local contractor. These amendments to the CEDA Act, which have already been approved by the Cabinet of Ministers, are presently being drafted by the legal draftsman and will soon be enacted.
Speaking further, Minister Premadasa elaborated upon the concessions granted to the construction industry by the 2019 budget.
You may be aware that the recent budget statement of the Honourable Minister of Finance, as a measure of support to the local construction companies, has stipulated in no uncertain terms that no foreign company will be allowed to tender for government projects without forming a joint venture with a local construction or consultancy company, unless the project is fully financed through foreign resources. In addition, the budget proposals have pledged to reduce the cost of construction with the proposed para-tariff revisions and the removal of NBT on the main construction contractor. The budget proposals have further strengthened the construction industry by ensuring support for CEDA to train the required skilled and semi-skilled workers for the construction industry. Rupees 300 million has already been allocated under the budget for this particular purpose.
It's time for a short commercial break. Do stay tuned for more news after this. Welcome back. The third edition of the Maldivian Gold 100 Business Awards was recently held at Paradise Island Resort with the chairman of the Colombo Stock Exchange, Ray Abeyewardena, gracing the occasion as the chief guest. The Gold 100 Gala is an invitation-only networking event and was attended by over 200 leading personalities representing the Maldivian business community. Gold 100 is the first initiative of its kind in the Maldives and is a list of leading 100 business entities in the Maldives published by Corporate Maldives at the end of every year. The CSE chairman speaking at the event hailed the long history of close business and economic relations between Sri Lanka and the Maldives and stated that both countries have the potential to expand levels of cooperation, especially in the area of facilitating capital linkages between the two countries. The event also saw the unveiling of CSE's multi-currency board, which was introduced by CSE CEO Rajiva Bandaranayake. Rajiva Bandaranayake spoke on options available to Maldivian listed companies when considering a cross-listing on the Sri Lankan exchange and also commented on how Maldivian businesses aspiring to list on the Maldives Stock Exchange in the future can benefit from raising capital in Colombo. The multi-currency board offers foreign companies an opportunity to access a diversified pool of investors through Sri Lanka, where shares of foreign companies can be listed and traded in Sri Lanka in a foreign currency. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has announced that a new counter will be opened at the ground floor of the Central Bank head office building on the 27th of March 2019 to issue coins to the general public. This counter will be open for the public from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on every Wednesday and Thursday except on public and bank holidays. Coins will be issued in packets of 100 pieces each, and the minimum amount of coins at one time is one packet of 100 coins from one denomination according to the CBSL. The maximum value of coins issued per person at a time will be 20,000 rupees in any denomination of 1, 2, 5 and 10 rupee coins from this counter. The Central Bank has noted that any individual or organization who wants to obtain coins in bulk should submit an application requesting such requirements to the Superintendent of Currency before 2 working days. The statement further says that the relevant application form and the instruction form are available at the cash counter of the Currency Department and can be downloaded from the website of the Central Bank www.cbsl.gov.lk. A new report from the global research and consultancy firm Oxford Business Group, the report Sri Lanka 2019, shines a spotlight on Sri Lanka's wide-ranging plan to achieve upper middle income status. The report Sri Lanka 2019 looks in detail at steps being taken to encourage innovation across the manufacturing industry as part of the national strategy to boost export earnings to $20 billion this year. It also explores the impact of new trade agreements and the EU's decision to reinstate Sri Lanka's GSP Plus status on export growth and the trade balance. OBG examines the country's plans to channel funds into tourist infrastructure, diversification and marketing as a part of its bid to boost visitor numbers. There is also coverage of Sri Lanka's evolving energy industry, including plans to construct liquefied natural gas power plants and expand refinery capacity to meet rising demand and reduce the import bill. In addition, the report Sri Lanka 2019 looks at the challenges that the country's agricultural producers face from extreme climatic events, while considering the part that reforms and modernization strategies could play in helping the sector to address low yields, productivity and profitability. The report Sri Lanka 2019 contains contributions from President Maithripala Sirisena, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and a broad range of private sector innovators and thought leaders, together with a detailed sector-by-sector guide for investors. In more news, the government is planning to set up a Government Computer Emergency Readiness Team or a Digital Government Protection Unit and a Citizen Cert and a Military Cert to create a resilient, trusted cybersecurity ecosystem and enable citizens to realize the benefits of digitalization. Furthermore, a national-level survey to assess the cybersecurity readiness of citizens is to be conducted in the near future. Plans are also underway to introduce the Data Protection Act, and amendments will be made to improve the Cybercrimes Act. In addition, plans are afoot to develop cybersecurity policy for the government, particularly the Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Policy and the baseline security standards. Furthermore, it is planned to develop a competent workforce, and Sri Lanka CERT has already started assessing the supply and demand side of cybersecurity professionals in Sri Lanka. To achieve this objective, a national-level survey is to be conducted. To this end, CERT will develop a competency framework to outline the core competencies that the government and private sector staff would require when it comes to working in the cybersecurity area. Stocks ended in the red today. More on that after this short commercial break. Welcome back. Trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped 15.99 points to close at 5,513.68 and the S&P SL 20 dropped 9.60 points to close at 2,708.00. The turnover was 311.4 million rupees and 13.2 million shares were traded. Now let's take a look at today's forex rates. And that's all the news we have for you today. Do join us tomorrow at the same time for more of the very latest. Until then, take care. Good night.